A lot of producers discover stereo widening tools and immediately put them on everything. At first it sounds amazing, until the mix starts feeling blurry and disconnected. Today you'll learn why width without focus creates problems, and how to build a bigger stereo image while keeping your most important sounds front and centre.
You're listening to the Lofi Music Academy podcast, your go-to space for all things lo-fi. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of lo-fi music production.
Hi, and welcome to the Lofi Music Academy podcast. I'm Spencer J, your guide through the chilled out, atmospheric world of lo-fi beats. In the last episode, we talked about why some mixes feel small and how stereo width helps create space. But today we're tackling the challenge that catches most producers off guard, because making a mix wider is actually pretty easy. Making it wider while keeping it clear, that's where things get interesting. Many producers discover stereo widening tools and immediately start pushing everything outward. At first the mix sounds exciting, huge, immersive, almost cinematic, but after a while something starts to feel wrong. The drums lose their impact, the melody feels unfocused, and the mix sounds impressive for a few seconds, but somehow less professional overall. And that's because width without focus creates confusion. Today we're going to explore how to create spacious, immersive lo-fi mixes, while maintaining clarity, balance, and emotional impact. Because the goal isn't simply to make your music bigger, it's to make it feel intentional. One of the biggest misconceptions about stereo width is that everything needs to be wide. In reality, wide mixes depend on a strong centre. Think about a photograph. The subject often sits clearly in focus, while the environment expands around it. Without that focal point, the image can just feel chaotic. Music works exactly the same way. The centre of your mix provides stability. It gives the listener something to hold on to. This is why foundational sounds often remain centred: kick drums, bass, and your primary snares. These elements create the core of the track. They act as the anchors. And when the centre feels strong, the wider elements around it feel more impressive, because width is created through contrast, not through excess. One of the easiest ways to improve your stereo image is to stop asking how can I make everything wider, and start asking what actually deserves width. Not every sound serves the same purpose. Some sounds provide focus, others provide atmosphere. Pads are often excellent candidates for width, and ambient textures can work beautifully in the outer edges of the stereo field. Background melodies can add immersion when spread carefully across the mix. But important lead elements often benefit from remaining more focused. The listener should know where to direct their attention. When every sound demands attention, nothing stands out. And that's why selective widening often sounds more professional than widening everything equally. The best mixes guide the listener's focus rather than overwhelming it. One mistake producers make is relying entirely on stereo widening plugins. These tools can be useful, but true width often begins much earlier in the production process. For example, layering sounds can naturally create width. A centered piano supported by a wider ambient texture, a focused melody surrounded by subtle stereo effects, a dry instrument paired with a wider reverb return. These combinations create a sense of scale without forcing artificial width onto the original sound. And because the width comes from supporting layers, the core element remains clear and focused. And this approach often sounds more natural, more musical, and more immersive, because you're building space around the sound rather than stretching the sound itself, and that's an important distinction. One of the most overlooked aspects of stereo width is movement. Static width can sound nice, but moving width feels alive. Think about how delay, ambience, and subtle modulation effects can create motion across the stereo field. A delayed repeat bouncing gently left and right, a texture slowly drifting through the mix, an ambient layer evolving over time. These movements create the illusion of a larger space, And because the movement is gradual, it doesn't distract from the music itself. Instead, it creates a sense of immersion, almost like the environment around the listener is constantly breathing. This is one of the reasons cinematic productions often feel so expansive. The stereo image isn't frozen, it's evolving, and that evolution keeps the listener engaged. At some point, stereo width stops becoming a technical concept and starts becoming an artistic one. You stop asking what's the widest setting and start asking what kind of space does this track actually need. Some lo-fi tracks feel intimate, close, personal. Others feel expansive, dreamlike, cinematic. And neither approach is better. They're simply different emotional choices. And stereo width helps communicate those choices. The more you experiment, the more you'll develop a feel for how much space feels right, how much focus feels right, and how much contrast feels right. And over time, those decisions become part of your sound as a producer. Not because you're following rules, but because you're developing taste. And taste is one of the most valuable tools any producer can build. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this episode, it's this: a wide mix still needs focus. The most immersive lo-fi tracks aren't wide because everything is spread across the stereo field. They're wide because important sounds are balanced against spacious sounds, focus against atmosphere, centre against edges, and stability against movement. That's what creates depth, and that's what creates immersion. And that's what helps listeners get lost inside your music. So the next time you're trying to make a beat feel bigger, resist the urge to widen everything. Instead, ask yourself what deserves attention and what deserves space. Because great stereo width isn't about making every sound larger. It's about creating an environment where every sound has its place. And when that happens, your mix doesn't just feel wider, it feels intentional. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with fellow music producers who might find it useful. Until next time, keep creating, stay inspired, and remember, it's all about the vibe. Take care and see you in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Lofi Music Academy podcast. If you're ready to start making lo-fi music and want to go even deeper, grab your free guide. Discover the 6 essential steps to create a release-ready lo-fi track from scratch. Whether you're using budget gear in your bedroom or a small home studio, this guide will help you get that polished, dreamy lo-fi sound you're after. Just go to www.lofimusicacademy.com. Until next time, keep creating those laid-back vibes, and don't forget to subscribe for more lo-fi tips and tricks.